Oh my gosh. No, no, get out of there. Hi everyone, I'm Jackson, and this is my first nano tank that I ever set up. Back in October, I got really inspired to try aquascaping after watching a lot of YouTube channels, and I just went to one of my local pet shops and got all the materials and put this together. And I've been really happy with how it's progressed, and I've learned a lot from this tank, and honestly could not be happier with it. I actually have another YouTube video on my channel where I show how I put this tank together, as well as a cool time-lapse video that shows about 2 months of plant growth, which is a lot of fun seeing it in time-lapse, because you look at it every day and you don't really see a lot of growth, but especially for the first months when things are still kind of getting acclimated to being grown underwater. So the first bit of livestock that I added to this tank were the cherry red shrimp. I got 3 male and 3 female, pretty high grade cherry red shrimp. All the females are very bright red, as you'll see. And those were the first additions to the tank. Since then, I've added a lot more livestock, namely the fish that you can see, some snails, and even more cherry red shrimp. But that's not why we're here today. The point of this video is to show you possibly the coolest thing that has happened to me in this hobby so far. And that's been getting my cherry red shrimps to have baby shrimps. And it has been awesome. And they are so cute. They started off microscopic. You could hardly see any of them. Actually, before that, I had noticed that a few of my female shrimp actually had, they're called berries, just like they're buried, and knew that I was gonna get baby shrimp. After a few weeks though, I hadn't really seen any of the shrimp, and the females clearly didn't have any berries left, and I got really disheartened. I was really bummed. I thought that they had all died, or that the conditions in the tank weren't right. But no, everything was great. They were just so small that you couldn't actually see them. I was actually looking online and researching troubleshooting for breeding cherry shrimp and reasons that it could go wrong. Why am I not seeing any of my baby shrimp? And the same day, my girlfriend had walked in and I was complaining to her about how I thought that it was failed and that they were all dead and that I would never have any. And then lo and behold, as I'm saying that, I'm looking in the tank and I spot just the tiniest baby shrimp. And I got so excited. And ever since then, I've been able to spot more and more. And they started out really small. And now they're everywhere. And as I'm sitting here, I'm just noticing more and more. There's one right there that I never saw before. So I think, so far, sorry to move you around so fast, but there's one right here, and then, let's see, where did this guy go? 2 right there. 3 right there, actually, in the frame right now. I think I had seen one over on the leaf. Oh yeah, look. He's on the leaf. I'm pretty sure that's a he, because he's a lot lighter in color. Oh, it was hard to get that word out. That was 4. And then there were 2 in the back there. You can kind of almost see. Yeah, there's one right there. 5. There's one right there, just to the left of the Bucephalon leaf. 6. I mean, and that's just within a couple minutes of sitting here and looking around. And because they're so small, you can't really notice all of them. Ooh, really out of focus. There is a little baby shrimp party. I was actually really very surprised that so many of these baby shrimp actually survived. All the fish in the endlers, they just tended to eat all the little baby ones. And for a while, I felt like I was losing hundreds of baby shrimp a day. But now, I mean, look, there's 2 pretty decently sized females, and I'm pretty certain that these are all big enough to not be eaten anymore. So I think quite a few survived, which is really, really awesome. And I'm so excited because this is my first time breeding and it's worked out kind of better than I expected, really. Oh, look, there's another even tinier one right here. Let me see if I can get the camera to focus. It's just on that leaf there. Hello. I think that having the endlers in there was actually a good idea because it kept the population from getting too out of control. This is probably the biggest and brightest one I've seen yet. She's gorgeous. Swimming around, having some snacks. Not afraid of these fishies anymore. Yeah, that is by far, focus, not the fish. That is by far the biggest. Oh my gosh. No, get out of there. See, like, that's what I mean. Like, they're getting big enough now where the fish will swim up to them and check them out, but they're not going to be able to eat her. She's too big. And I seem to have gotten a pretty good, healthy mix of both males and females. And they're getting, as they get bigger, it's becoming easier and easier to tell what sex they are, because when they're all very small, they just have almost no color at all. And so it's pretty hard to tell. But now that they're getting to this size, I mean, that one's clearly a female right there. That one's very dark red. And I can't find any males right now, but I promise they're there. So all in all, I think probably, if I had to guess, there's probably 20 or so healthy, and, you know, not fully grown yet, obviously. They'll get bigger. But there's probably 20 or so in there that are past the edible size requirements for the endlers, and they won't get eaten anymore, which I'm very happy about. They're everywhere. And, you know, I didn't do anything special, really, or, you know, have to work particularly hard to get them to breed. They really kind of just did it on their own. I mean, obviously, like, what am I going to do to help? But I think it's not hard. Cherry shrimp seem to be, from what I've read and what I've been told, some of the easier shrimp species, I guess not species, but shrimp types to, you know, get out of here, fish, to grow and to keep happy and healthy and to to mate and reproduce and to produce baby shrimps. They're some of the easiest ones, and I really, you know, it's just a matter of keeping your tank, the water parameters, you know, in range, and which, you know, really doesn't require a lot of effort or maintenance, and they kind of just explode by themselves. I mean, I'm honestly kind of, you know, impressed with how many are alive, and frightened of how many I would have if I didn't put these endlers in here, because there would probably be thousands, and then I'd have an issue, right? Because I don't want to keep, I mean, I'd like to keep thousands and thousands of them. I feel like it might overload the tank, and then you're having to worry about getting rid of them. And where I live, there's not that many people into this hobby, and I feel like getting rid of them would be pretty hard. Definitely don't want to just release them into the wild. That's not responsible. And I might be able to sell them back to the pet shop, but I don't know. It would just be a lot more effort than I think it'd be worth to really just let this population of shrimp explode. But I think at least with this is a good number, and hopefully they don't go too crazy. Also, too, if I had to get rid of them, trying to catch them in here when they're tiny or even when they're full grown would be a nightmare. I mean, just look at, I mean, that's, I think, part of the reason why even with the endlers in here, they've had so much success and have lived to get so big, and you know why there's so many, you know, really good baby shrimp in here, is they just have so many places to hide. I mean, imagine trying to like fish out some shrimp from this tank. It'd be a pain. They have so many good hiding spots everywhere that you would never get them all. So keeping the population low, I feel like, is probably a good call for now, and who knows, I might change my mind in the future. I hadn't seen that guy before. What was that, like 7, 8, maybe? I don't know, it's quite a lot. I've actually just noticed there's a little baby ram's horn snail right here. I have no idea how that got in, but that's awesome.
I've always been wanting to try to get them, so I'm kind of excited. Hopefully he grows up or she grows up and lives a happy snail life.
Well, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Leave your comments in the descriptions and let me know if you liked it. If there's anything else you'd like to see in the future, let me know. I have a lot of good ideas for future videos as they come out. I'm gonna try to stick to a once a week video schedule. We'll see how that goes. I'm brand new at making videos, so I'm sure I'll have to be flexible on when I get those videos out. Also, everyone, if you could head on over to my Instagram and check that out as well. I'll probably be more active on Instagram than I am on YouTube, just because I take a lot of photos of my tanks. So I'm gonna try to stick to maybe once every 2 to 3 days posting a photo. And then also, obviously, like whenever I'm about to post a new video, I'll put updates on Instagram, letting everybody know to check it out in both locations. So yeah, thank you all for watching and see you next time.